Here's the part about podcast guesting that nobody is talking about. It's not the interview that gets you ROI, it's what sticks after the interview. Most experts show up, give value, and bounce, and disappear from the listener's memory before the episode even hits the feed. But my clients, they know how to create moments, sound bites, stories, phrases, moments so sticky that the host keeps referencing them, that the audience keeps quoting them, and the opportunities keep landing in their inbox months later. Today, I'm going to show you how to create ROI rich podcast moments that stay on people's minds long after the mic is off, and how that one strategy alone can lead to clients, collaborations, and speaking invitations you couldn't have pitched for. I'm Juli Baranik, founder of Podvantage, and I work with TEDx speakers, authors, Shark Tank business owners, and brilliant experts who are ready to stop relying on DIY podcast pitching and step into strategic, authority building podcast placements that create real ROI. And my specialty is helping my clients build relationship based, revenue generating visibility through podcast guesting. Because at this level, it's not about how many shows you've been on, it's about what those shows do for your business. Let's talk about what my clients really want from podcast visibility. They want interviews that generate warm, high value leads, not just downloads. They want hosts referencing their episodes to other guests in masterminds at conferences, so they're positioned as the go to voice in their space. They want ROI from podcast guesting, whether that's inbound client leads, aligned collaborations, or speaking invitations. They want their visibility to be high leverage, showing up fewer times, but in more powerful ways that create lasting results. They're not here for good interviews. They're here for memorable interviews that convert. A podcast interview is a lot like a dinner party. Anyone can show up, share a few interesting stories, and leave. But the people who get invited back, they're the people that everyone talks about long after the party ends. And why? They create moments. It could be a story that made the room laugh, a perspective that shifted how everyone saw something, a phrase that gets repeated for months. Podcast guesting works in the same way. Your job isn't just to answer questions, it's to create moments the host and the audience can't stop referencing. That's what keeps you on their mind. That's what drives ROI. Here's what we do differently at Podvantage and why my clients stay on people's minds long after the episode drops. We teach you how to land a memorable soundbite or story, not just value dumps. We craft phrases, analogies, and moments so sticky that the host repeat them in other interviews and conversations. We focus on ROI. When a host says, as Jane mentioned in our last episode, you're getting free authority transfer, audience expansion, and repeated brand exposure without lifting a finger. And we position you for ROI rich recall. Your message isn't just informative, it's quotable. And we design your interview arcs so that they're not just educating, they're imprinting. And we make interviews feel like collaborations, not transactions. Because when the host sees you as a valuable connection, they're more likely to interview you back, to refer you to other shows, and connect you with people in their network. And we help you leverage every episode after it airs. We don't let your interview disappear after the release week. We turn it into sales assets, a credibility booster, and a trust building tool that lasts for months or years to come. This is the part where a lot of my clients stop and say, well, Juli, I'm not a one-liner person. What if I don't have a signature story or a soundbite? And here's the truth. You absolutely do. You just need the right framework to pull it out. So here's my Podvantage 3M framework for creating memorable moments. The first, message. Choose one powerful point that you want the audience to walk away with, not 10, one. Ask yourself if they remember nothing else, what's the one sentence they should remember? Second, moment. Wrap that message into a short, high impact story, an example, or an analogy. Stories stick, facts fade. It's just how we're wired. For an example, being on the wrong podcast is like hosting a 5-star dinner at a gas station. No matter how good it is, it's in the wrong place. Third, magnet. Turn that moment into a repeatable phrase, a soundbite. Make it 5 to 10 words max. For example, the right room beats a big room every time. You now have a message, moment, magnet combo that the host can't help but remember, repeat, and share. And here's how my clients consistently convert podcast interviews into clients, collaboration, and speaking gigs. It's the Podvantage Memorable Moment ROI Framework. Create the moment, craft your 3M combo before the interview. Embed the CTA into the moment. Tie that story or phrase back to a clear next step, like booking a call, downloading a high value resource, or connecting further. And leverage the host post interview. After the episode airs, thank the host, share the results, and ask if there's another event, show, or person in their circle who should hear your message. And focus on ROI. The host keeps you on their mind, and the audience keeps quoting you, and the opportunities keep landing in your inbox. That's how this all ties together. And if you're listening and realizing my interviews are good, but they're not generating the kind of ROI that Julie's talking about, well, here's your next move. Go to podvantage.ai and book your free one-on-one podcast strategy call with me. We'll identify exactly where your podcast guesting is falling short, uncover the hidden ROI leaks, and map out how to start creating memorable interviews that convert into clients, collaborations, and speaking opportunities. Head to podvantage.ai right now because your next client or collaboration is just one unforgettable moment away. And you've been listening to the Podvantage Power Play. Remember, visibility isn't about being seen everywhere. It's about being remembered in the right rooms. Let's make your next interview one they can't stop talking about. I will see you on the next episode.